Alyssa Poggioli, leadership performance executive coach, also board certified in health and well-being. So when we look at who the heck do I serve and how do I help people over the last 10 years, it's primarily either one, you becoming the best version of yourself so that you are healthy, you are connected, and you are living authentically. From a leadership perspective, you're emotionally intelligent and connective and being able to positively influence people from a space of autonomy and empowerment. And then leadership wise, helping, especially in the last couple months, navigating the generational gaps. We are at a space where there's like 5 different generations working right now. We got the traditionalists, the boomers, the Gen X, the millennials, and the Gen Zs. And core values are different, communication styles are different, and preferences are different. Feedback preferences are way different, as well as collaboration styles. So I recently did a newsletter that had a chart of all of this. So if you don't get my monthly newsletter, either message me below to this and request it, or go to my website, alyssapoggioli.com, subscribe to the newsletter, and then you'll just get the monthly. But if you want me to send it to you, I 1000% will. And this is important because we are at a space too where if you're a boomer or a Gen X and you're having teenagers or young adults go into the world, even the conversation around like how to get a job or what do you want to do is going to be a completely different approach based on the generational differences in core values and the way that we just naturally think and go towards things. So for instance, if we think of a baby boomer, right, or a Gen X, their core values is all about hard work, personal gratification, independence, and efficiency. Versus a Gen Zer is authenticity, diversity, and impact. So this can be a really big hiccup when we think about, okay, collaboration style. If you're a traditionalist or a boomer, you're wanting like hierarchical, role-driven, or team-oriented meetings, versus Gen Xers are more about like fluid roles, tech-enabled teamwork. Something I when I was watching a LinkedIn Learning that I didn't realize is that Gen Zers also like, they're very fast. Everything's quick. So if you're managing them, you want to make sure to pull back because they often have multiple things going on at once because they are so savvy in the tech. So they don't look at having one career as really an option. They usually have multiple things going. It's very common for a Gen Zer to have multiple jobs, multiple roles going on at the same time. So how do you navigate that as a traditionalist or a boomer when you're committed to just that one thing? It can be very tricky, even in the communication style. Traditionalists or boomers are more formal, top-down, written memos, or in-person structured phone calls, where a Gen Zer is short form, visual, like DM, maybe a little quick video, throw some emojis in there. And it's not to say that one is better or worse, because it's a matter of just being able to understand and get on one another's maps at the end of the day. There is a lot of benefit in what each of these different generational prospects brings, but it's how can we enable it to work collaboratively and maximize it within a workspace. The last example I think I'll give you, just so you can kind of really be like, my intention of this video is to just put this on your radar so that you can go and research in the way that you want. There's podcasts on this, there's books on this, there's YouTube videos on this. But even like a project feedback example, a baby boomer would probably say, appreciate the input, I'll make the changes. Versus a Gen Z would probably respond with, cool, what would make it better? So again, one could look at that example as like, dude, just do it, figure it out, create it. But the Gen Zer comes from this like really collaborative, diversity, inclusion type space. that, again, because they have so many different things going, they don't put the primary focus on needing to be the only SME or expert in that given project or task. So if you want your professional experience to be better, or maybe your parenting experience to be better, doing some reading or listening around the generational gaps in communication is primarily, and understanding the different core values could be game changing in your approach that would likely make any situation better.